Hello, you are watching the Garden Corner Show, and as you know, it's a show where we are crazy passionate about everything gardening. I am J-Dog John Karstrom. I'm out here with Mr. Dave, and we are talking about some tomatoes because it is tomato season. Easy to get confused. I hope to help guide you through some tomato choices because you're going to find that there are a ton of choices to make. Let's do some quick shout outs, shall we? Let's say hello. Talk to Tracy Schroeder. Hi, Tracy. To Rebecca Nunes Walker. Rebecca, your pick says it all. You are living your passion. Great for you. And to Kelly Tiemann and Kelly Candle. You know, Kelly, I was looking at your pick. I'm reading notes right here. Looking at your pick, and I was trying to figure out what type of flower you are. First, I thought you were a peony, but then I thought maybe you need some more layers. And then I thought, are you an old-fashioned rose? Then I thought, well, I think I've decided that you are a peony type tulip. So let me know if I get it wrong. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy the show. I hope it brings something good for you. Let's get into tomatoes. Now, what I've done here is taken our selection of tomatoes. And right now, just currently today, I have about 20 different varieties. It's just enough to make you really confused. But I've kind of split it up into different areas. And I'm going to make this quick and fast. We're going to go through very, very quick, and I'm going to show you some highlights on some tomatoes. Now, first, cherry tomatoes. You'll find that there's lots and lots of selection of tomatoes. Really quick, there's Sun Sugar. This is a great one, by the way. Very, very sweet. It's a golden tomato. I highly doubt that it'll even make it into the house because you'll be eating out at the vine. Sun Sugar, remember that particular one. Super Sweet 100 is a standard for cherry tomatoes. Very, very heavy producer. Stupus right here. I brought this one out because this is actually an heirloom type tomato. Smallish guy. I'm not quite sure if it's a cherry tomato, but it's a Czechoslovakian heirloom type tomato. So watch out for this one. It's an heirloom. So the yellow pear, which meaning that do consider the Stupus, by the way. Yellow pear, lots of good comments on yellow pear. But take a look. There's a jelly bean mix, a nice, it could be red, could be yellow, be a little bit of fun. I've got the mini bell, which is a great one if you want particular in a small container. So, or a hanging basket, as well as a tumbling tom. This is one of the cherry tomatoes. They do tricks so that they hang down and they will hang down off of a hanging basket. Tumbling tom, small cherry tomatoes. Very, very quick. We're going into some... Oh, the Romas. Now, if you are big on sauces, but Roma's not only great for sauces and cooking, but they also make great for slicing and putting them into salads. Now, Roma plum, and there is a straight grape tomato. Great for also great for eating as well. But also remember there is a Dorothy's Delight. This is one that's getting a lot of attention because it's a little bit larger Roma. It's a continuous producer on these guys. I've had customers really are crazy about the Dorothy's Delight. Has a neat story too. So anyway, Dorothy's Delight, one, if you're going to choose on the Roma and you need one, that one might be a great one. We get into the larger tomatoes, and this is kind of the dream tomatoes where we take these big slicing tomatoes, we put them on our big July 4th hamburgers, and so most folks will go for big beef and beefsteak. Now watch out for these guys in our Willamette Valley, only because beefsteak, Ed Hume likes to joke around and say that, well, the beefsteak is a tomato that we harvest once every 4 or 5 years because we don't get enough hot summer for these. Some folks do well. If you get hot summer, run with it, but consider a little bit smaller tomato that can also make for great slicing tomatoes. Early Girl, a very, very standard tomato. And standard meaning that it's been around for many years and proven itself. Also the Jet Star. So think about that one as some good big slicing tomatoes. Over here on this side, of course, everyone's crazy about heirloom tomatoes. And heirloom tomatoes, because, well, they've been around for a long, long time, and they haven't been hybridized. They've been. This is something that just they continue to prove themselves year after year. Brandywine, a favorite for gourmet restaurants as well. So nice meaty tomato. Great for slicing. Black tomato, if you want some fun, a black tomato is a great one because it has that really dark crimson look to it, almost a dark crimson shoulder on there. Now, this guy isn't a great one for meaty as slicing. It's a great one for cutting into quarters and using those in the salads. Extra sweet! So now for a fun one, green zebra, it actually comes out kind of in an amber. Starts out light green and goes to almost a goldenish look, but has these green stripes. Great one too if you want to make your dishes look fun. So, and then there's the Jubilee. Jubilee's been around for a long, long time as well. A little more of a goldenish tomato as well, so it's not quite as acidy as the red tomatoes. Now, these last three here, I've pulled out Legend, Willamette, and the Oregon Spring. I pulled these out because they're Oregon tomatoes and they're developed here at the Oregon State University. So one that maybe you really ought to think about because they're famous because they can handle a little more colder weather. The Oregon Spring particularly can be planted a month earlier before the frost date, in which we are past. So consider those a little bit of an average size. I'm going to say not quite as a meaty, big, huge tomato, but a nice slicing tomato. So anyway, those is the fast run through of tomato shopping. So I hope that helps. I'll see if I can't write it down. Request it if you need me to write it down. If you feel like you've been cheated, here is your quote for the day. I hope life isn't a big joke because I don't get it. Thank you very much, Jack Henley. That's the show for the day. Always live your passion.
You see me right out of the sunset.